Well, the noise in the crowd and the banners you can see for Tilakaratne Dilshan, the guard of honour. Wonderful tribute to a tremendous player that has served Sri Lanka, as I say, since 1999. And marvellous scenes here in Dambulla. His last game of 50-over cricket. He's got the 2020 finale up on September the 9th back in Colombo. But this is a wonderful scene.
Welcome to Dambulla for the third ODI between Sri Lanka and Australia. The series is tied 1-1. Sri Lanka have won the toss. That's why Tilakaratne Dilshan, an average of 39.26, strike rate 86.4. Won so many matches for Sri Lanka. They are out there because Angelo Matthews had no hesitation in deciding to bat first. Danushka Gunatilaka, the future, still to make a mark. Make his opening position his own. Nice sunny day. We are in the northwestern province here in Sri Lanka. Strong wind blowing across. Mitch Starc, outstanding in the Test series, outstanding in the one-day series so far. Will be opening the bowling. 2 slips. Weight in place. It's been a while since a day-night ODI was hosted here at this venue. 6 years ago. Sri Lanka playing India in a tri-series final. Danushka Gunatilaka is on strike. Here comes Mitch Starc. Run straight away. They come back for 2. Small knock on in the deep. Good afternoon, Damien Martin.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to everyone. Beautiful day here in Dambulla. Sun is out and shining. What a moment for Dilshan. Driving into the ground, there was streets were packed and lined up with people. Crowds built up today. Come watch Dilshan in action.
There are lots of people even hanging around outside, as it's been a sellout, but they've shown up in their numbers. Here in the northwestern province, it's kind of center for cricket because it's accessible from lots of other parts of the island where you don't find too much cricket being played or any international cricket being played. The eastern province, maybe up to Anuradhapura, Polonnaruwa, Matale, people from all those areas, they can come out here. There are a lot of people who made the trip from Colombo as well. Good early call. This is good. This is what they did well in the second ODI. Early calls and running between.
Yes, the more positive they were in the second one day. That's a good start. What it does, it annoys the bowler, annoys the fielders. Starc will want to get set to one batsman. But now comes the excitement. Dilshan on strike. That's why the crowd noise, they're cheering and standing up.
$158 runs short of getting on the top 10 for most ODI runs scored. What a way it'll be to bow out if we can get that. Gets off the mark though. 22 and 10 he's made in the series for deciding or making the announcement that he wants to call it a day. He'll of course represent Sri Lanka in the T20s to be played after the ODI series. It's been a great atmosphere, great vibe here in Dambulla, especially with the Sri Lankans doing a lot better. Young players showing up. More runs. The ball not swinging back for Mitch Starc.
You're out there in the middle of the conditions and the wicket. This outfield we see is lightning quick, isn't it? It's beautiful. You did mention that there was a few cracks and turning, which we see. So for Australia's point of view, they would have loved to bat first. Besides that first one day when they decided to bowl, but wonder how much is playing on Warner and Co's minds.
David Warner captaining Australia for the first time today. Got him. That's unbelievable stuff from Mitch Starc in every over, every first over of the game. Seems to be picking up wickets, able to pick up wickets.
Straight on, inside edge, no swing. And he does get wickets all the time. He knocks those stumps over. Always takes early wickets for Australia, Mitchell Starc. Standing bowler who he is with a new ball.
Matilka gone for 5. Sri Lanka 1 down for 6. Click the pad.
You mentioned Mitchell Starc there. He missed some games in the West Indies. He wasn't playing all of them, was rested. There we have Hazelwood, second, 19 wickets. 25 to here on top. Faulkner as well, who was dropped and then put back in the side. Zampa, he's the big one, the young 21-year-old from Australia. 16 wickets. Starc just below that, 15.
Down the ground, timed it well enough. You said it, Damien. Value for shots.
Yeah, he can't stop those. Good shot. Front foot, full face of the bat. And Faulkner and mid-off is not going to be able to turn around and chase. A race down the ground. This is a good confident shot. Pitches it up, Mitchell Starc, we know that. No swing at the moment. Good confident shot to start your innings.
But he's doing the right thing. By staying full, he's looking for swing. You've got to give that ball a chance. As a bowler, you would accept being hit down for a couple of boundaries in searching for swing. With the breeze, with the wind, I should say. He's very confident that he needs only a bit of bat.
Oh, he's got enough games under his belt and experience. He knows what to do, and he can take on and say, okay, at the moment I see Starc, the ball's not swinging. He picks this up on length. Because the ball before on that same length, he went through mid-off, and now he goes over square leg.
Gets off the mark with a classy drive, Kusal Mendis.
Fantastic shot. Seen some cover drives, Dilshan straight down the ground. But then you see that. Don't even bother running. No shape. So now you look at it. We talk about David Warner, talk about captaincy, 2 slips in place. Maybe a short cover then goes into it now. So he can still pitch the ball up.
He's backing his bowler. Edge. Taken. He backed his bowler, gets his man.
Better length. Right on the timing of how a commentator speaks about changing it, and then he gets it. Warner caught, diving forward, great catch. That low dive forward too, so that's a great piece of work. He'll be happy, because at the moment there he would have been thinking, too easy at the moment for Sri Lanka.
Good bowling from Hazelwood. Sal Mendis, 2 balls he faced, gone for 4. It's 23 for 2. Sri Lanka in trouble. Dinesh Chandimal, the vice captain, walking out to the middle. Run off 5 consecutive 50s came to an end in the last game. He couldn't score his 6th, dismissed for 48. Well, he stuck with the slip. And he picks up his man. So was it better fielding, better captaincy?
No, I don't think it was going to make the change then. I think it was just looking at it. But there was a good length there. That was a better length. Closer to off stump. The other ones that were getting hit for 4 were just a touch too full.
Sri Lanka were 2 down for 12 just 3 days ago. That was after 3.1 overs. Today, 3.2 overs. They've lost the 2 wickets. Managed to sneak in a few more runs. It was Kusal Mendis, though, who held the innings together. 2 60s in the first 2 ODIs. He's been dismissed. This could be tight. Dilshan makes it easy. 39-year-old, still very quick.
He doesn't look 39. Saw his fielding as well. This is a good early call. Sean Marsh was never going to pressure on there behind square leg. Yeah, last game we saw his fielding as well, didn't we? In gully, backward point, he was diving around, taking catches. There you go. I talk about all vantage points in world cricket. We saw in Colombo there was some high construction sites people were on, and now they're in the trees here in Dambulla.
Gets it past. The useful runs. Dilshan seems to be finding the boundary with ease. That's his 4th boundary.
And finding it without taking too much risk. It's just good cricket shots. That's it, just length. Just missing length, Hazelwood, touch full. Batsman just gives the full face of the bat and the outfield does the rest.
.28 for 2. Bottom edge. Looking to leave a little late in making the decision.
It's a good adjustment. I think he would have worked out now that the ball's not swinging, so back it off a bit, don't pitch it up so much. Which gives the opportunity for those 2 men at slip, Warner and Finch. Warner sent him in the IPL. He's a very attacking captain. There with the Sunrisers, and Tom Moody, the coach, winning the IPL this year.
He's looked out of sorts, though. Maybe this is the tonic he needs, the responsibility to really bring him back to life and find his A game.
Yep, captain at the moment, Steve Smith, gone home. So he takes over in one-day cricket and T20 cricket. Yeah, he made a lot of runs in the IPL, opening the batting, led from the front, really got them home. So we know what he can do, and as you mentioned, no runs at the moment, but maybe this is what he's needed.
That's 4. Rode the bounce well, Chandimal.
Got over it, that's what he did. It was short. And the quality of this shot is he gets up on his toes, rolls the wrist. Very good. He's batting on the whacker, back in Perth, my town. Becomes a regulation shot.
Or is it the uppercut you use out there?
You go both ways, anything you can get. Rarely pitched up.
Follows up with a wonderful line and length. The umpires out there today. Senior man Aleem Dar from Pakistan. Very, very experienced. Been #1 in the world on many occasions in the past. Ran 80 ODIs. Ranmo Martinez in his 39th ODI. Sri Lanka. Third umpire. Thumbs up. Yes, Michael. It's Michael Goff from England. More runs. Just leaning into it and hitting through the line. Another 4 to Dinesh Chandimal.
This is the best one of the straight drives. Dilshan's hit a couple. This is a great sound. Oh, that's beautiful to watch. Head was still. Not even a follow through, just a punch.
Nicely played. 9 off the start over. Sri Lanka 37 for 2. Oh, lovely shot. Hazelwood changes length. A length that seemed to be worrying the batsman, but not on this occasion. Not if you bowl on the pads.
What a shot. As a bowler, you just got to turn around and walk back to your mark and go, the batsman wins this one. That's not a bad delivery, that's middle and off. Look at the wrists come through and the flick. Perfect start so far. 14 now off 9 deliveries, 3 boundaries.
Lovely drive, beautiful. They'll be looking for a couple here, and they'll come back for 2. They look at Dilshan, just driving through mid-off. So much of attention on Dilshan, 21 of 36 balls, 3 fours. And let's take a look at what happened last ball, last over from Hastings. It's almost cut back. I wonder whether there was an inside edge. It was given leg byes. Oh, he gets it down in the gap, down to the boundary. It's a vacant position, and he placed it perfectly. I thought it was an intentional shot. Yes, I think he saw the slow ball. He's looking to take the pace of the ball, just looking to steer it well wide. 65 for 2. Chandimal, Dilshan going together. Dilshan 25, Chandimal 22. 12 overs completed. Hastings will continue. We got Ranjan Parnavitana, Tilakaranta Dilshan's first 11 coach at Kaluthara Vidyalaya, with us to talk about Tilakaranta Dilshan. You spoke about his first 11 career. What happened after that? How did he progress to club cricket? What hand did you have in that?
Actually, he has played for several clubs after that. Ambalangoda Singha, Panadura SC, Kaluthara TC and Kaluthara PCC. Then after that, when I'm coaching Sebastian Knight's Moratour, he came to my club and made his first class debut there. And that season, he scored 1,000 runs and made his debut for Sri Lanka A against England.
Great work, but the umpire will want to take a look. Did he touch the boundary? Was it a clean stop? Let's see. I'm sure Stark made a valiant effort on the boundary. That was played fine by Dilshan. Let's see. I think he's all right. I think he's all right, yes. Just managed to flick it in.
Nicely done by Dilshan. Deep square leg, very square. He knew that. So he waited and waited and hit it backward and square to find the boundary. His 5th.
That's the main point. You mentioned this. Square leg fielder is in front of square. If he knew that, Dilshan, he thought, okay, I'll pick the length and line, get it behind, and then it just is gone. It's 4.
He manages to get one through the legs of Matthew Wade. What would be the thinking of having deep square legs so square there, Damien, rather than backward?
Well, yeah, most times you see the fielder, sorry, behind square. This is the big inside edge through Wade. Maybe the line, he's trying to get it more outside off stump, so he thinks the batter's going to hit it squarer, so put him in front. Now, this will be the conversation now with Warner. He'd be asking him, what do we want to do? Here we go, there's the move. Warner says, let's go behind square leg now. This is where, as a batsman, you go, well, I'm going to hit it in front.
And hitting to the leg side. He's hitting with the wind as well, batting at that far end. Out! Dilshan goes, it's a soft dismissal. A full toss, he's got it right on the bottom of the bat, straight to George Bailey. Australia get a vital breakthrough, and Dilshan will walk off for the last time in one-day internationals as a batsman. Handshakes from the Australians, handshakes from Dinesh Chandimal. He acknowledges the crowd. What a reception.
Yes, so just let him have his moment. He deserves it after one of the most amazing careers in Sri Lankan cricket, up there with the greats.
Out for 42, it's 96 for 3. Tilakaratne Dilshan a little bit down the list in terms of scores in the final one-day international for Sri Lanka. Well, it's a bit sloppy from Zampa, and he knows it. It is a very big outfield here, and as a result of that, you'll see quite a few of the fielders on the boundary, just off the fence by a little bit, maybe 5 or 10 metres. The idea being just to prevent the batsman coming back for a second. If they're right back on the line, they've got a lot of ground to cover coming in to try and intercept the ball. Oh, well bowled. Big shout for LBW, it's out. I've seen Zampa get quite a few wickets like that. The ball just skidding on. He liked it, so did Alim Dar. Now, what does Angelo Matthews think? Yeah, they're going to go upstairs.
I think a good call. Review it. I'd like to see this. I think it's going leg side, maybe. So I think it's a very good call by Matthews to ask the question. But you're right, he gets a lot of wickets, that ball spinning back. LBW, even the one just skidding straight on. Front foot's fine. Pitches, depending where it pitches as well, whether it pitches outside leg, that's going to be the question. There's no bat involved. And they probably go and hit the stumps there, but I think it's mainly where it pitches, Brian.
Absolutely. Is there an inside edge? I don't think there is. Looks to me as though it's going to go on and hit leg stump or Midland leg. Remember, it's been given out on the field. So even clipping is going to be satisfactory from Australia perspective. Oh, pitches in line. This is looking ominous for Matthews. Very ominous indeed. Red spells danger, red spells out. Angelo Matthews on his way. So Sri Lanka have lost their review as well. Alim Dar spot on. And Adam Zampa strikes for the second time.
Great decision by Alim Dar. Took his time, thought about it, and he would have thought about where the ball was pitching and going on, and that was the only question. And it pitched in line, leg stump. Greg blew it in the middle, puts his finger up. He's giving it out. And that's a huge wicket. You did say back-to-back, Brian. They've got him today. Matthews has gone for 2. Now Sri Lanka 103 for 4. Here's a thick edge. Warner's placed himself there for just that sort of delivery and dismissal. Wondering if this is carried. He thinks it is. The body language suggests it did. Ends the 22nd. There's still 4 down for 106 Sri Lanka. Ruining the missed opportunity. The skipper now, the Australian side. Smith gone, so Warner on the hot seat. And there, it's a little bit of byplay here, the best described. Throwback from the bowler, then the verbal. Get back in your pitch, son. Hide behind the popping crease.
Well, he was going nowhere. It was just thrown at him.
A little bit of wrist work is rather sweetly timed to finish the 25th. 6 from that over. It is 114 for 4. Lovely riding of the bounce. Chani when he gets a boundary to kickstart proceedings in the 29th, and it's another half century to the vice captain.
650 in 7 innings for Dinesh Chandimal, and all crucial ones. They haven't had good starts, and hence when he's come in, he's had to rebuild. Missed out in the game before, dismissed for 48. Continues on his way. 22 overs to go. He's got to bat through, try and make this 100. Sri Lanka need that.
Chandimal times that one sweetly off his hip. He'll come back for 2. Alongside me in the commentary position, Roshan Abasinghe. Good afternoon, Roshan.
Afternoon, Brian. Once again, Chandimal rising to the occasion. Most important that he kicks on from here. He's struck a purple patch. Don't forget even the innings that he missed out of that half century. He fell short by just 2 runs. Made 48 there.
Logged through the offside. To deep cover. Travis Head is out there. Yes, his record this season, or this calendar year, I should say, in one-day internationals is absolutely exceptional. Here are the leading run scorers in 2016. He's moved up to 3rd in the list. That 100 not out, that was against Ireland.
A good average as well, 75. He's got over 600 runs. He's in top company. Angelo Matthews there as well. But Chandimal has been the standout performer for Sri Lanka in terms of batting.
See that 103 runs less than Steve Smith, but he's played 5 less matches. It's another indication of rich vein of form he's in. Just 1 single-figure score in the whole calendar year for him. That was 3 against Ireland. His next lowest score is 37.
He was a special player, Brian, when he was discovered at under-19 level. I remember that he started his career at Ambalanguda, and then he moved on to Ananda College. I know former Sri Lanka left-arm spinner Ajit De Silva had a hand in helping Dinesh Chandimal. I definitely know that. Ajit De Silva, who's now very much in Ambalanguda and involved in his own business.
To mid-on and out. It's a really good catch by Sean Marsh. He had to make a bit of ground there to his left, and it was hit very well by Dhananjaya De Silva, but not well enough. Australia make another breakthrough, and it's an important one too.
Very important one. Half of the Sri Lankan side is out. 133 for 5. Dhananjaya De Silva generally likes a lot of pace on the ball. Didn't really have much to deal with. I believe they're checking the front foot. That's all right. Is he cutting the return crease? He's not, so he's all right there as well. So he's okay. It's a legal delivery. Dhananjaya De Silva has already almost crossed the line. He's almost there. So it's a confirmation from Ranmo Martinez that Dhananjaya De Silva is after all out. Sri Lanka 133 for 5. He goes for 12.
It's a fantastic venue, but not only is it a fantastic venue, It's also got a lot of infrastructure around the venue as well in terms of accommodation for tourists. As you say, there's other things to do as well for people who come to watch the cricket. Decent population around here too, and they've come out in force today. So it ticks all the boxes as far as I'm concerned. Oh, that's just wide of short mid-wicket. It's gone for 4. It was uppish. Pereira living by the sword and very nearly perishing by it as well.
Important boundary. Sri Lanka really needing some urgency in their batting. The rate hovering around 4.5 runs and over. But it's not an easy pitch to hit boundaries, I can tell you. The way the Australians are looking to take the pace off the ball, it's more of a accumulating type of pitch.
But what the Sri Lankans need to keep in mind is still on track to get a good score. They need to bat. They need to bat deep from here. 6 and over gets them to 240. You still can get that score you want. First over once again for the 3rd time in the ODI series. A wicket for Stark. Kusal Mendis came and went. Regular inroads, and then Tilakaratne Dilshan's ODI career comes to an end in terms of being out there in the middle with the bat, out for a full toss. He made 42.
Sometimes never quite ends the way you want it to. The full toss mistimed straight to George Bailey. Bit of a smile on his face. This is Zampa, the LBW. Matthews, a big wicket.
We thought about it, Alinda, but got it spot on. It was reviewed. And then Dhananjaya De Silva put on a partnership of 30 with Chandimal. Sri Lanka needed to get on with it, and hence you could understand that shot that he did play. He made 12 off 30. That's how well the Australians have bowled in that period. Got him. That's another one.
Stark continues to hit the stumps. Early on new ball, he comes back. Another spell into his 7th over. He has 2 for 30 now. Just speaking about wickets and big wickets at the right time.
This is a massive blow. Fast and straight. Sal Pereira looking to go onside. Played all around it. Sri Lanka are 6 down with Pereira being dismissed for 11. It's 154 for 6. 12 overs remain. And what a wonderful sight. The lights are taking effect. Oh, it gets all of it. But he's hit it way in the air, into the wind. Shaun Marsh picks up an easy catch in the deep. Hitting it into the wind is always a challenge. The crack off the middle of the bat.
Continue to take wickets, Australia. That's what we spoke about. It's not good news for Sri Lanka. Wickets. Crossed the seam. Went for the big shot, Pereira. And Shaun Marsh in the deep, back in the side this game. Easy catch, his 2nd one of the day. And Hastings, his 1st wicket. He'll be very pleased.
Big, big blow. Pereira's gone for 9, 165 for 7. Oh, gets it fine. Useful boundary for Chandimal.
Great use of the wrists. The line is not too bad, but when you've got a class player in and in form, just rolls it in the flick. And it raced away. And Shaun Marsh is in the outfield. Deep square leg, but he had no chance of getting that. Whizzed across this outfield, this beautiful hard grass.
This could be tight. Bailey. Oh, he misses the target. I think he would have had his man.
Big chance. I think it would have been out. Wade knows, Bailey knows. Quick single. They were looking. Short. He was onto it quick. Gone. Out by a fair way too.
Well, when we come out to field, my playing days, I'd straight away run off to deep extra cover. That was my fielding spot. When you're fielding down there, I throw back with the wind, and it doesn't come at you as hard as it would on the other side. Oh, could have easily been his third.
How close is this? Just went back to the wrong length and so close. For his third wicket, Zampa.
Not a lot of turn, but he's bowling good line and good speeds. Straight to the fielder. Straight to Bailey. That was bouncing twice almost.
His third wicket, Zampa. We're just talking about him and what he does and how many wickets he gets. And this one was short, and he picked out only the person in deep mid-wicket, Bailey. And he knows the length was short. It was right, but just got the wrong direction. And Bailey takes another easy catch.
Was coming hard at him. You could see him being thrown backwards. Dikuge Prasanna falls. Just 3 runs to him. Sri Lanka now deep in trouble. 178 for 8.
And again, a shout for LBW. He fancies this. Alim Dar doesn't. Maybe there was a little bit of bat involved. Yes, Alim Dar gives no signal. There must have been an inside edge, at least according to the umpire. Zampa doesn't think so, and neither does Matthew Wade. So David Warner says, do you know what, we'll go upstairs.
Intriguing, because I saw the little signal first time from Alim Dar. He said there was a little bit of glove or woodwork involved. Now we've gone upstairs because the Aussies saying, no, we don't think so, Alim. Let's have a look. Is it hit the pad first, or the front, then the back? Look at that evidence. It certainly doesn't look like there's any woodwork from the blade itself, but if you look at it, it's hitting the front. Yeah, the front pad definitely, and then on the back. So you're saying, is this sliding further down rather than going on and looking like it's hit the back one to the naked eye without a replay?
Alim Dar thinking he heard some bat there, but the double noise was the ball hitting the front pad, then hitting the back pad. Australians getting quite enthusiastic about this, but I have to say, I think this is probably just clipping leg stump. Let's have a look. Yes, it is just clipping leg stump rather than hitting it. So Alim Dar getting that call right, though not necessarily for the right reason.
Hamburgers. Yeah, I'm with you. Again, it's the benefit of the doubt. Hello. Here comes punchy Dave Warner, who's the captain now, and he wants to have a little chat to umpire Alim Dar. Chuckles about it, but all in good jest, but just wanted a little more confirmation of what was going on upstairs.
And bear in mind, that was given as a run. There was no signal from Alim Dar to indicate a leg by.
That's what the fuss was about. Oh, they've changed the signal, so a little cross of the arms from upstairs and say that's what Davey Warner's on the money for.
Yes, just before that last delivery, Alim Dar did signal leg by. So, end of the over. That's the end of Zampa. 3 for 38 for him. It's 184 for 8. And stats guru Rajneesh Gupta has just told me that David Warner has made 18 changes for bowlers today, swapping them round. Just short of Warner. Oh, if it hit there, that would have been good night for Pereira. They've missed the stumps quite a bit today, the Australians, actually. They've had a few shies at them, but by and large, they haven't been successful. It's brought up the 200, that single.
Come on, Davey. Well, you've got to hit the woodwork, son.
Well, doesn't matter how they come. The scorebook says 4, and they'll take them any way they can get them. Sri Lanka in this situation.
Yes, they do. Celebrate this in the stands. Another Frenchie. I've seen a few of these. Primadasa, French cut, Chinese cut, whatever you like to say. They all count.
Looking for 2. Turned blind has Dilruwan Pereira, but he still comes back for those 2 runs. That's a good over for Sri Lanka. 11 runs from it. 208 for 8. Here's John Hastings. Great effort from Matthew Wade. Couldn't quite pull it in. And Chandimal, I think he got that one on the glove rather than the bat. And that's painful.
Saw one from Matty Wade in the last game, making an effort similar to that. Always just going away from him. Fortune for Chandimal into the 90s.
Owen Kanai used to play those sweep shots falling over, didn't he? But yes, that's bad news for Chandimal. He's in a little bit of pain, holding his shoulder as well. And if I was Kusal Pereira, I'd be getting my wicket-keeping gloves out for the second innings. So I just wonder whether this will blow whatever it is for Chandimal. He's taking a painkiller there, going to prevent him from keeping wicket in the second innings. You saw the umpires there, though, Ranmore Martinez and Alim Dar, conscious of the fact that we've gone a long way over time already, saying, look, come on, let's get on with it. Nathan Lyon, in fact, being sent off the ground down to the scoreboard end rather than the press box end, just to ensure a quicker restart. Chandimal's ready again now. Well, that's fair enough from umpire Martinez. He didn't call that one a wide, even though it was almost outside the cut area of the pitch, because Chandimal had moved such a long way across his stumps.
Yeah, correct decision. And I'd go as far as to say Mergers, with that little falling over of the shovel sweep, probably what he's indicating. I'm not going to be keeping young Kush. Get the pads on. Mate, I've nearly got 100 here, and the rest of you guys been a bit slack, so you can keep.
We've been batting for almost 3.5 hours now. So another single there to take him to 94.
He sure is. Take a couple of little painkiller tablets, swig of water or whatever, refreshment. 2.5 overs to go, bat them out, get 100. Love 100, little red inker. Not out. And put your feet up for a bit, Chief.
Oh, what a shot. Where's that one come from? I'll tell you where it's gone. It's gone for 6. Dilruwan Pereira has been just pottering around out there, and all of a sudden he's brought the whole ground to life with a spectacular strike down the ground.
First maximum of the innings. Courtesy of number 10. Seamer, length. Ah, yes. Love this. It goes all the way. And some. It's not a piddly boundary by any stretch. Wonderful strike.
Well, that's a nice response from Hastings. The bouncer, or the short ball anyway, and Dilruan Pereira got in a terrible tangle. And David Warner happy to take the catch and to see the back of the Sri Lankan off-spinner.
And just telling him the way to the dressing room. It was certainly there. He's picked out the Aussie skipper. And he knows it. Could have gone up with it, or maybe even a bit flatter, either or, but he's picked out Warner. And he's disappeared for a useful 17 to bat with his vice-captain. It's now 2:17 for 9.
Well, that's 4 of the 6 that he needs for his 100. Doesn't care how he gets them, Chandimal, as long as they come.
And preferably in this over, with Aponzo at the other end. See what Stark's trying to do, getting it in the hole, looking, searching for the Yorker. Slightly overcooked this Stark. 2 to go for the VC.
Well bowled. That stand of 39 between Chandimal and Dilruan Pereira, a very important one, and this is how it ended.
They just pumped one downtown for 6. He's actually got that quite well. And he'd be thinking to himself, why didn't I actually follow through a bit more with that? Give it some more bottom hand. Instead, he picks out Warner. And he has to go. Shame for the Sri Lankans. Just started to get into a bit of a groove and gain some more confidence.
He's run one very hard, and that's all he'll get. So he's on 99, Chandimal, and Aponzo's on strike against the most effective bowler that Australia have had in the series.
And Nurgis, what's the score? Oh dear. And there's half an over left for Stark to get it right in the hole. One of the best in the business, one of the best strike rates of all time in this form of the game, M. Stark. And he's up against number 11. We've got double Nelson on the board, and dear old Chandimal has gone down the other end on 99 not out. Let's give him the kiss of death here at Ponza.
Oh, well played. Very well played. Massive cheer around this ground for Aponzo getting off the mark.
Yes, some of us know that well, Murgers. Batting down there at Jack. Good enough occasionally to get off the mark. Yes, well done, son. And now it's over to the vice-captain, who wants just one more.
The crowd were at fever pitch there, expecting the single. It didn't come.
A great theatre, wonderful energy, packed house in. The vice-captain has kept things together. They've got something on the board on this very good cricket pitch here in Dambulla. And they're wanting to see 100 from Chandimal.
There it is. Dinesh Chandimal just takes the single, so he'll keep the strike for the last over of the innings. It's his 4th one-day international, his first against Australia, his 2nd this year, and his 1st in Sri Lanka. Take a bow, Dinesh Chandimal, 100 not out of 224 for 9. So he rises 1 in the dressing room. And he's on strike now for the last over of the innings. to me as though that's hit him outside the line of off stump, and they'll come back for 2. Wait for a signal from umpire Ranmore Martinez. There isn't one, so there must have been a little bit of bat involved as well. Good running.
Final over, trusted to Faulkner, head outside the line anyway. Signalled with a little tickle off the bat, says Ranmore Martinez. Yeah, it wasn't that long ago, Mergers. He was struggling in both forms of the white ball cricket.
Oh, it's gone a long way up in the air. Long on is getting under it, and the catch is taken. That's a good catch by Zampa. Remember, he missed a catch, a very simple catch in the previous one-day international. He's taken that one, and it brings to an end the innings of Dinesh Chandimal. It brings to an end Sri Lanka's innings. They've been bowled out with 4 balls unused, and they're all out for 226. Sri Lanka winning the toss and batting in this third one-day international for the Hero Cup. Remember, we're tied at 1 apiece in this series. They lost a couple of early wickets, Gunatilaka and Mendis. Then there was the recovery from Dilshan and Chandimal. They added 73 for the 3rd wicket, but then it all went a little bit pear-shaped for Sri Lanka. The constant through the innings, though, was Dinesh Chandimal, his 4th one-day international 100, but his first here in Sri Lanka. He really held the innings together.
The Aussie bowling, now just the 5 specialists used. Now Stark at the top there as ever, another couple of wickets to him. And one to Hazelwood, a couple to Hastings. He's back on the side in Australian colours. And Faulkner and Zampa, 2 and 3 respectively. So a good workout, and they'll be pleased about that, apart from the extras. Too many wides for the coach's liking, I reckon.
So after all that, that's what Australia will need. They'll need 227 to take a lead in this series. Will they get them? Well, we'll have a little bit of a break now, and we'll be back shortly to find out.
But it is time for the men in green and gold, Warner and Finch. Both very, very explosive players. We've all come to respect right-handed Finch. He dearly loved to spend some time in the middle on this pretty useful 22 yards. The quickest going around, but certainly I think it's got a little bit more in it for the quicker men than it did in Colombo at Primadasa. Matthews, very good stats these, for more of a batting all-rounder. But because of conditions, he'll start up. 2 new balls, as we understand and know these days. 50 over cricket.
227 is not a frightening target by any means, but Sri Lanka has something to bowl at. The wicketkeeper is going to stand up to Matthews. That's interesting. He's going to have a slip as well. In fact, yes, Dhananjay Silva is coming across to slip. But look at this picture, how beautiful it is. Absolutely beautiful. Like how the colors blend, the red of the umpires, the gold and green of the Aussies. And here's the first ball. Starts off with a little bit of movement inwards to the left-hander, but on a length.
Slightly scramble. He's going to want to get a bit of that. There's Angelo Matthews. Subtle variations. Need a big performance with the ball from him. He missed out with the bat this afternoon. Can he do it with the ball? Because that sounded sweet off the bat. Warner. Watch the ball come flying back into David Warner. Back to the keeper. There's plenty of that feeling when the Aussies were in the field. So Chandimal not keeping. Pereira with the gloves on after that 100 from Chandimal. On outside edge to get things underway for Australia. Warner off the mark.
Dinesh Chandimal was outstanding today. He really held his innings together and played an important role in the Sri Lankan first, or the Sri Lankan innings, I should say. His 100 was really top draw. Not an easy 100, I must say. It was an accumulating type of innings. Not an innings that he looked to blast the bowling. A very satisfying innings from the Sri Lankan vice captain for him.
But on back, deep backward square. Hustling two here because they're throwing into the breeze, and it is a big boundary down there.
Mistiming the drive. Looking to hit it through extra cover once again. Pereira really not looking to bowl too quickly. Inside edge. And this is good running. Good aggressive running in the end. Not easy. It's a big ground, as Danny said. That's a cracking shot. Short and wide. Aaron Finch is on his way.
Yeah, it's one of his areas, Aaron Finch. Being total control there, but enough on it in terms of riding it, checking the stroke. So powerful, so strong, Finch. Hand off the blade as well, so he's going to have to be a little watchful here. Quite coming on as much as he'd like or expect from Pereira.
Yeah, even the ball that he hit a boundary didn't arrive at the pace Finch wanted it. So this is what the Sri Lankans will want to try and utilize or capitalize. Another single. Bowling with mid on the boundary. Warner is on strike. Imperative from a Sri Lankan point of view that they get wickets here. 218 of 290 balls. That's the equation at the moment. Wickets as far as they're concerned, because you can never defend the 218 by bowling dot balls.
You're manifesting this, you're oozing this, you're wanting this, aren't you, Roche?
What do you think?
Seen that eye patch on you. Nice and blue. For you, these guys at home hosting the Aussies. Have to re-bowl that one. So he's been bowling to Finch. I'm afraid it's Captain Warner now on strike. He's got out to Tisada Pereira. That lovely little probing zone. That one's a bit full of the second one. On the drive, on the move, wasn't stable in his platform when striking. And Pereira's searching for that length again. He wants to try and repeat the dose against Warner.
That's not the line he needs to bowl. Straight away, he's been on the pads of Warner. Those two dismissals that were seen, he looked to run it across the left-hander. Just driving and finding the outside edge. But so far, first two deliveries he's bowled, he's been more on the pads, a wide and then on the pads. A packed offside field with the right-hander on strike.
Lovely. Lovely, simple stuff. There is protection. So we've had 2 overs now, and it is 12 without loss.
And straight away, he's conceded a 6. Aaron Finch getting stuck into him, tossed up, mid-off out. That's not the ideal start for Ponzo.
It's not, but I think the Sri Lankans have to be bold here, and their strength is in spin. Don't worry about that. Let's get on here and try and attack Finch a bit too. Simply have to get people out. Have a go outside off. Through cover. It's a little too short, and this will race away here at Dambulla for the Aussie skipper.
Just confirms my thinking. Just a little bit too short, and gives Warner the luxury of playing on the back foot, plenty of time, and also able to just give that space outside the off stump for Warner. All he needed to do was thread that gap. And Matthews walking a very thin line here because he's bowling within the first 10 overs. That's more like it. I think that's the length he needs to try and bowl with the wicketkeeper standing up. Just try and get the batsman pushing forward rather than getting him playing on the back foot and giving him width outside the off stump.
So this is Matthews' third. Would you like to see him come off? Perhaps give the ball to Pereira at that end to try and nick out Warner, as he's done in recent times. Pereira. So pull yourself off, Skip.
Yeah, that should be the ploy, I think. Sri Lanka needs to look at getting wickets here. I mean, the move to bring in Afonso was a good one. That has been taken. Guess who? Tilakaratne Dilshan just making his presence felt again, this time on the field. Warner is disappointed, but Sri Lanka has got a massive wicket.
Oh, Dillers! His last game ever in this form of the game. Can't keep a good man down. Yeah, it's like he's just scored for Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Loving it. The captain's got his opposite number. Massive blow. Got the big fisher, Davey Warner. And he goes for just double figures. 10 from 12. It's 30. 1 for 1 now. Finch. On strike, and he's got to be careful there. But he's threaded this rather sweetly. And look how quick this outfield is. So slick here in Dambulla, and allows Finch to get his second boundary.
Important runs for Finch. Just looking to try and get the initiative here, but Apon's doing the right thing. Giving himself a bit of room, playing it off his stumps.
Oh. 38 for 1. Always a challenge to get to the 40th over. First 10 overs for Sri Lanka with the field restrictions. That's 4. Well, we're talking up Afonso and saying that he doesn't concede boundaries, or he didn't concede any boundaries in his first 2 ODIs. But Finch is taking to him. Started off with a 6 today.
Good sweep shot. Confident. Finch getting into his innings. Leave a runner to the ball.
They've gone up, given, no hesitation. That was sliding on with the arm. Afonso gets his man. One review up his sleeve. Finchy is the key. Damien Martin, are you with me?
I'm not sure. I'll be asking for the review. Sean Marsh has set out. I think Finch with his batting. Let's have a look. Pitch. Oh, I think that's missing leg.
Do you take a chance? But Afonso has held his nerve. He's held on to his line and length. That's a massive blow for the Australians, because as long as Finch is there, the scoreboard keeps moving. 30 out of the 42 for Finch. It's 2 down for 42. George Bailey comes out to join Sean Marsh. So both batsmen on not. 2 for 42. With Finchy, Aaron Finch going as he does. He is the key. Now Sri Lanka have an opportunity of putting on pressure, but with the review up the sleeve.
Had to take the review. And missing. confusing because to me, when Finch, he's on over a run of ball, he's your main player, he's in, you've got to use the review up, have to use it up. Always sliding down. Dar.
Oh, brilliant over from Aponso. It's 42 for 2.
Anything going down tonight is another conversation with those two after play.
Well, do you think the Australian dressing room should send out a message to Shaun Marsh and tell him about the blunder? Why not?
No, not now.
Why not?
Not now.
Come on, Damien. They should let him know.
Well, I think he's got to concentrate on his batting now. He has to make up for it, but it's not totally his fault. That would have been his gut feeling at that stage, but just would have liked Finch to take it. And my reasoning for that, quick run, half a chance. Dar is going to go up again to the third umpire.
Direct hit. Direct hits are usually closer than they look. But now another factor to look for is, he's running to Bailey. He'll be all right the moment the decision comes up probably. But did Kusal Pereira's gloves hit the wicket as well? That's another factor to look for. There's your answer.
Good piece of running. Good throw and just flicked off the stumps. That'll be not out.
Chipped in the air. Taken. Shaun Marsh. He's waiting for the decision. But Dinesh Chandimal, he's very confident that he got underneath it. The umpires, they have a decision to make. But let's keep an eye on that soft signal.
I'm not sure why they take their time and ask, because that's always, he's set out, but they're going to go and check the catch. They're going to go to the third umpire and have a look. Look at the front foot. That's fine, that's easy. And then we'll get down the other end. They're looking at whether it actually carried.
He's got his fingers underneath. I think we'll need to zoom it, but from the first picture, my first impression is that his fingers are underneath it. Dinesh Chandimal not keeping wickets today. Got his fingers underneath. It's bounced on his fingers. Think about the Wade catch a couple of days or a couple of games ago. It was pretty similar. And also another factor to keep in mind, the soft signal is out.
I think it's gone into his hands. I think if it's a move it's on top of his fingers. I think from far away, the quick motion, it might look like it bounces, but I think it's a clean catch. I should be third umpire. Good job later on.
I'll be sledging you. Better get everything right.
No,
Easier here.
I can't stand still that long.
Well, think of the Matthew Wade catch. When he dived to pick Kusal Pereira in the first ODI, it was a similar situation. And umpire Michael Goff was the man who had to make that decision. He saw the similar bounce and he decided it was out. And here, for me, the fingers underneath it.
What I'd like to do, though, is have a time limit on this decision making. I think it takes far too long to make a decision. You know, I think that you just have to. There has to be a set limit, and then either it's the benefit of the doubt to the player, benefit of the doubt to the fielder,
Or the umpire.
or the umpire, and you make a decision.
Yeah, if it's taking too long, that's because there's doubt.
And that's what you see. That's what everybody back home is seeing. That there's a reason why we're seeing this replay 48 times.
You would make a good umpire. You agreed with me half an hour ago. Sean Marsh on his way. Back-to-back wickets. Aaron Finch unfortunate in the previous over, but nothing wrong with this one.
No wickets. And Sean Marsh will be disappointed tonight. Back in the side, gone for one. And Australia now in trouble at 44 for 3.
That's into space.
Just wide of mid-on. This is an interesting period now. What does Matthews do with the striker? Does he attack more? Does he get another wicket? Try and really get into that middle order. We've got Wade next and then Faulkner.
Nicely played. Save your legs.
Beautiful shot from Bailey. Brings up the 50 for Australia. And they need that with 3 wickets down. Good confident shot. We saw a lot of these ones early on from Dilshan as well. This sort of wicket, it's a great wicket. It comes on if the ball and the seam is up. Where bowlers have done well is when they are bowling across the seam or rolling their fingers across.
Dilruwan Pereira starts with 1 at the pads. Fired in. Good job with the lights down here in Dambulla. Much brighter now than the first set we had. Magnificent crowd in. It's a packed house.
No, it's good. The ground has been fantastic to turn up here. Haven't been here for a while. Makes you feel very old. 2004. Lighting is fantastic. Good shot.
How good was that? Good use of the feet, not too far from the fielder at mid-on who had no chance. Nicely timed.
Very good use of the feet. Got down, got to the pitch of it. As we've seen all day, you beat this in a circle, you cannot stop it.
That's a remarkable shot from George Bailey. And it's gone all the way for 4. He actually took it from outside leg stump in the end.
It's turning out to be a very effective shot against the spinners. The reverse sweep, yes, he did drag it from well wide outside the leg stump. And the control he brings into it. And he hit it. That's the reason why he hit it through extra cover.
It's a lovely shot down the ground by Travis Head, using his feet and finding the boundary. Terrific cricket from the little left-hander. It's his 3rd 4.
Useful runs for Australia. A boundary in the last over. And another boundary here. Good use of the feet. Split in the gap between long off and long on. Perfect timing. He was to get to the pitch of the ball.
Oh, a miscue from Head. He'll get another boundary. Previous 4 that he hit was a beautiful shot. That was rather fortunate.
But useful runs, nevertheless, for Australia. The rate is up. Now they're going at better than 5 runs and over. And Travis Head just looking to try and attack Dilshan. One of the weak links in the Sri Lankan bowling, Dilshan being a part-timer. So they'll try and get after him if they can. But as you said, very lucky because it went in there.
Good cricket after the boundary. Single to get off strike. And the advantage that Australia have here is they're not chasing a mammoth score. They don't need to do anything helter-skelter here. Required rate at the moment just 4.24.
Sri Lanka using their 5th bowler here. They got another bowling option in Prasanna. And Dhananjay De Silva could bowl some off-spin. The odd ball can stop like that. That's what the spinners will be hoping will happen.
An illustration of what Roshan Abasinghe was talking about in that last over was that there was a slip in position for that first ball of the over. Angelo Matthews recognising that Australia bat anywhere near the 50 overs here, they're going to win the game.
There's no doubt about it. I think the key for Sri Lanka is to get wickets. If Australia bats the 50 overs, that will be curtains for Sri Lanka. So they need to look at ways, they need to devise methods of dismissing batsmen on this pitch. Both Matthews and Pereira, the only frontline seamers.
I was mentioning a bit earlier about the part-time nature of quite a bit of this Sri Lankan attack. Is there a case, or is there a case for having someone like Saranga Lakmal in the starting 11?
It will all to do with the balance. It's the combinations that they're looking at, Ryan. I mean, if the Sri Lankan attack is based on spin, then they'll want to go more with all-rounders for useful, and they'll depend a lot on spinners. I mean, if you're looking at more seam-oriented pitchers, maybe there's a case for Saranga Lakmal. But at the moment, it's more dry surfaces that are slow.
Short and clubbed away. That's come right out of the meat of the bat. Brings up the 100. Travis Head's 5th boundary. He's growing in confidence.
He's looked very good, Travis Head. That was far too short from Pereira. And that stood up. That really stood up and asked to be hit away. And that he did quite well. This is a slow surface, so anything back of a length can sometimes lend itself to a shot like that.
It's more commitment that covers as ever. Men gone. And the captain. Here's the first one down, and Dilshan, all 39 years younger than him. Didn't go upstairs to have a look at this. Alindar straight away said that's out. And a few replays just to confirm this catch from the vice-captain, Chandimal. But the LBW on Finch. And this one's gone! 4th one here falls for the Aussies, and it's the youngster Travis Head here.
He's going along so nicely, Travis Head. And this was just the wrong length, variable bounce. And he's missed it. Just when he was getting his innings going. 36 he had. 48 deliveries. That front foot will be fine. He's behind. He's going to have to go. We'll get the signal. That'll be out. Just when Australia was going along nicely. They were back in the game. Skids on, no turn. We see this happen so many times. We did in the test matches as well. And Travis Head's going to have to go for a nice 36. And Australia now 106 for 4.
Dead heat at the moment. At the halfway stage, the Aussie innings. Ponzo starts with a full toss. What a shame, because it lets the pressure valve off somewhat. When you had the other spin twins doing the job nicely. So relief for the Aussies.
Quality shot. This is the modern day shot now. Just like a cover drive really. Come in. Switch hit, reverse sweep. They all happen. And a good boundary for Australia. Always nice early on in the innings. Sorry, the over. The first delivery. That puts the pressure back on the bowler.
Matthews is realising the situation. He's got to get rid of Bailey. So I'm sick and tired of having George B out here. He's got into the 30s. He's eaten up 48 deliveries. Want these Aussies 5 down. Fascinating stage of the game here. Whoever wins it goes 2-1 up in the series, best of 5. desperate to hunt these down, Bailey and Wade. It's well watched and well weighted. Because against Aponzo, he gives it a little bit more loop, a little more flight, and asks you to come forward. Wade is equal to the task and played this sweetly.
Matthews just think whether to try and plug that spot or somehow trying to stop Wade's sweep. Good use of the feet. You wonder where you do put someone to try and stop that, because the Wade man back slips in place.
Right on cue. Says I'll dab you even finer. So 8 runs from the 26. It's 1-2-2 for 4. For Wade, who's just got out there with Bailey. He's going to sweep again.
Very good captaincy. Just the previous over, we saw the way Wade batted. Every delivery he was going down and premeditating a sweep. And I think you have to stop that. You have to make him hit somewhere else. It's too easy. That's what Matthews has done here. He's put a leg slip in. And straight away, Wade's not sweeping. This sort of captaincy is going to be needed by Matthews. They're going to need to bowl Australia out. Otherwise, they're going to cruise along. He's always thinking. We saw that with Warner as well early on. Attacking captaincy.
Appreciate that Pereira's a right arm off up against Wade. And therein lies another challenge for Aponzo. He's a very gifted left arm orthodox. Can he bowl another one out of the front of the hand? Can he learn to bowl one out of the front of the hand? It goes a little bit away off the straight to a left-hander. Otherwise, they do this to you. With your left or right-hander, particularly a lefty up against the left arm orthodox, or a right-handed batter up against a right arm offie. Seen it so often now in the modern game where the right arm offie will develop carom ball. It does it, more so a carom ball that might just go on and slightly go away from a right-hander. Can Aponzo going forward develop something like that? Because guys like Wade will do this to you all evening. Want to go inside out, dab you, get onto one side and work you to the leg side, because it's a strength of his, undoubtedly makes it look easy.
Good use of the feet. The way most Australians will play spin, they'll look to get down. He did that and he found the gap at mid-on. And once it gets past that fielder, this outfielder will race away. Shout, catch it. No one out there, so they'll pick up 2. It's a good over for Australia. 27 overs gone now. It's 130 for 4.
Bailey's used that shot really well today, and that's a boundary. His 4th 4, he's up to 44.
Nicely played. First ball from Dilshan's second spell, and he straight away put him under pressure. His experience for you. Mental game, the tactical game that Bailey is playing. I mentioned Matthews has come to Dhananjay De Silva and Dilshan to try and get through a few overs.
Orthodox sweep now. It's a balancing act for Matthews, isn't it? Because he knows he needs to get through those overs, but he knows he also needs wickets.
Reverse sweeps. Plenty of them from different lines, different lengths, but all effective. Put Sri Lankan spinners under a lot of pressure with that shot.
I mentioned earlier on commentary, it's not a shot that comes naturally to George Bailey, but he's been working on it a great deal over the last 12 months, and fruits of that work coming into play occasion like this. Fielders running hither and thither now with the left-hander on strike. In the end, they settle on deep backward square leg and a short fine leg for Matthew Wade's sweeps. So Wade shuffles the pack himself, uses his feet, goes out to deep mid-wicket. They'll take two. It's a good tumbling bit of work by Dilrun Pereira to prevent any further runs.
Using the gaps. Matthews at short fine leg, trying to take that sweep shot away. Hence, Wade going down the ground.
This is a real game of chess out there between these two batsmen and the Sri Lanka captain, isn't it, at the moment?
Australia winning it. Australia winning that game. They were in trouble at 3 for 44 and then two useful partnerships. Bailey's the key, the pilot, holding things together. Batting to come, it's Faulkner at 7. In the previous games he was at 8. Mitch Stark, Zampa, Hazelwood and Hastings.
Terrific over from an Australian perspective, that one. 9 runs from it. 82 more runs required for victory in 20 overs. They're 145 for 4.
But when you're out there, you're always looking up at the scoreboard as a batsman. Not only the score or the overs available, you're also scrutinizing the bowlers and how many overs they bowled and where can the opposing captain go to. And when this camp looks at that, they see not much threat, the way things have panned out. All they know, just keep knocking it around.
It's a boundary for George Bailey, his 5th, and it brings up his half century. It's his 20th in one-day international cricket, and a very valuable one indeed.
Played really well. Wonderful player, George Bailey. Knows to pace an innings. It's not that he can't play the big shots. He knows when to play them. But for now, it's about being the anchor.
It's a bad ball from Dhananjaya de Silva. Short, it stood up and asked to be hit. And that's exactly what Matthew Wade did.
It was so short that Wade could have picked his spot, and he picked the most unlikely place to hit it, towards long off.
Illustration of the lack of pace in the surface.
Dhananjaya de Silva has the right idea. You have to bowl it as slow as possible to give it a chance to grip. A lot of bowlers lack control when they do that. It ends up the shorter side than you would like it. So even if it's not all that short, because of the lack of pace, good batsman can jump all over it. I had a walk around during the break, Brian. Had a look at the pitch. Not a lot of scarring. Looked a very good one. Wouldn't be surprised if the 4th ODI would be played on the same pitch. Not a lot of footmarks were visible. We haven't seen a lot of turn as a result.
Any turn that we have seen has been very slow turn. Short extra cover in now.
You were talking about Australia's T20 team. Sri Lankan selectors haven't yet sat down to pick the 4th ODI, the squad for the 4th ODI, because now Tilakaratne Dilshan playing his last game. They need to bring in a replacement. Clever. Just a touch to get it away from the fielder at short fine leg. or short square leg.
She signalled as leg byes.
There are 16 players in the squad. It's not necessary that they do bring anyone in. It's 165 for 4.
Well, Ruan Pereira back from the scoreboard end now to bowl to Matthew Wade.
Outside the line of off stump. The idea to bring Avishka Fernando and Lahiru Kumara, two under 19 players, into the squad was to give them experience, just have them around the setup so that they can pick up things. Dilshan, I believe, has made his own choice.
Somehow that's missed leg stump. And it's running all the way down to the boundary for 4. For what? 4 runs. He must have got a little tickle on that, Matthew Wade.
Right through Kusal Pereira's legs. If he'd held on to that, would be given out. Ooh. Very unlucky. That's got to stick. You can't catch it really.
Anwar Martinez just indicating that he thought there was a little bit of glove involved there. You Wade, it's his 3rd boundary.
Couple of runs, well placed again. Good use of the feet. Transfer of weight deep into the crease. And what about that for running? Bailey makes it easy. Comes back for the 3rd.
Australia running hard, finding the boundaries. But these two, as we've mentioned already, manipulating the field around, finding the gaps. Asking rate now just 3.48 runs per over.
Dilshan, I understand, was not given the tap on the shoulder, but has made his own decision to move on. Last over there was a shout, but the umpires went up for the run out. Quick look at the LBW appeal. Looking outside leg stump.
That right off the middle, George Bailey.
Of course, the equation would have changed in that LBW setup if it was a switch hit.
That's an orthodox sweep by Matthew Wade. 9 off the over, and that'll be drinks. And Australia will certainly enjoy this drinks break very much, because they're just 52 runs away from victory now.
We'll sweep again, Wade. He wants 2. Good running. Oh, it's direct hit. A direct hit, and from the outfield. Could this be the moment?
Well, direct hits can always be much closer than what it looks. And this is very, very interesting and could be tight. Danushka Gunatilaka, the fieldsman. This will tell us. Is he struggling? I think. Well, we'll have to take another look, I think. Oh, very tight. I think he's just in. Just in.
It's all about small margins. What a great piece of fielding. Just there, he just slides the bat enough, and as those bails come off, his bat has made it just in. Bit of relief.
But the Sri Lankans thought they had their man. It was direct hit from the boundary. Matthew Wade just stretching. Danushka Gunatilaka, of course, the fieldsman. Sri Lankans would have been hoping that their luck would have changed, because they've been searching for a wicket here.
These are the things that make it change. Just something freakish from the outfield. You run in, you hit one stump. There'll be more opportunities, there always will be. Australia with the chasing second.
That's the man, Danushka Gunatilaka, from the boundary. Getting in a good flat return.
Half a shout is, I think they're all thinking caught behind or stumping. They're appealing for everything. And once again, we'll go up to the third umpire and we'll check it.
There's certainly some turn for Prasanna bowling from this end. And Kusal Pereira has been very, very busy. He should be all right. He can tick that box, so barely bowls, no balls. But let's see here. Just outside the crease. Easy. Oh.
We go back a frame. There, that's interesting. Well, you think just a little bit behind the line. But before that, if he'd hit the stumps, he would have been stumped. So we're checking this to start with, because this is when the bails come off and where his foot is, but I think his foot's fine there.
Yep. His foot's fine, but did he miss a stumping the first attempt? I think that's the key here.
There we go, not out. Stumping. Giving him straight out. Matthew Wade, the sweeping machine, is finally gone. Great piece of work from behind the stumps. What a big wicket for Sri Lanka.
Good work by Kusal Pereira. We thought that he missed him the last time, but this time, no mistakes at all. Just made sure that on the first attempt he had the bails off. And Matthew Wade, again a premeditated shot. No chance that time. Good work.
Well, the wonder is why you're sweeping and you're taking your foot out of the crease. He almost got shocked. He turned around, Matthew Wade, saw his foot was out. And that was a fine innings for him today, 42. Now Australia 187 for 5. They win this one. It's been a big win, batting second as well after their loss, and they didn't play well down in Colombo in that second one day out. Have to regroup, a few changes, 3 changes for this game. Good running. So they had to come up here with a new attitude. Steve Smith as well, not here. Their captain, David Warner, making his debut. And that's brought the 200 up for Australia. Yes, Sri Lanka keeping the same side.
Just a touch short. Really seeing the ball so well, but he's moving so well in the crease, just getting on the back foot of deliveries that are slightly short. And then he's also using the sweep shot to very good effect, both the conventional and the reverse sweep. You also see that the Australians have been good chasing smaller scores, but when it comes to the really big one that they have struggled. So far, just one game that the Sri Lankans got a decent score.
Good run. Yeah, the big score's a bit tougher. You think there's more pressure on you looking at 280, 290. It's just a mental thing, isn't it? But 226, they would have thought, I'm going to get these. Good running. Both sides today. Sri Lanka were fantastic as well early on in their batting. Running between the wickets. But Bailey, to me, has always been that calm character. He's captain of the Australian T20 team, bats in the middle order, and just has that experience where always seems to be calm under pressure. Pick up a couple more. Use of crease there. He saw the length. In the gap, and he's just been there all day at the moment. 70 now of 98 deliveries.
Prasanna doing the right thing. He's bowling much slower, allowing the ball to grip and turn, but he needs to get his length right. That's the key here.
Bowled him. Could there be a twist in this game still? Australia needing 23 more runs, and we've pumped him up, Bailey, and he's been bowled.
Sikuge Prasanna has done it for Sri Lanka. Massive wicket here. playing for turn, hitting the pad, and then deflecting onto the stumps. Sri Lanka have struck, and the man that looked secured and good, George Bailey, is out for 70. A good knock for Australia.
Top edge sweep, and Dilruan Pereira makes no mistake. Australia are rocking here now. All of a sudden they've gone from 187 for 4 to be 206 for 7. Faulkner, the finisher, can't finish the job.
And they're out of their seats here at Dambulla. They can sniff a victory. Can the Sri Lankans? Goes for the sweep. It's almost like he was just trying to pop it into space. James Faulkner paid the ultimate price. Betwixt and between, he has to go for just 4. 7th one down now at 206.
Slip and a short leg in position as well as a short cover. Was there a little bit of bat there? There was plenty of excitement, that's for sure.
Well, I reckon there was. Listening to our stump mics, the fence turned up. Let's watch this. Oh yeah, big inside edge, and it floated for some time. Short leg couldn't quite.
2 runs off the over and the wicket. There's that near miss as far as Sri Lanka are concerned. Frustration for Mendes. Australia 206 for 7. Bit of turn for Prasanna.
Yes, like this. Of course, he's going to do that. He's going to say to Stark, there you go. Watch how much I can get this off the straight.
That's Mitchell Stark's answer. All the way for 6. It's in his arc, it's his favourite area, and he's off the mark in the grand manner.
It was always the problem for the bowler. Wants to give it air, wants to show his wares in terms of spin, but he's up against a chap who's 6'6" with a little bit extra reach than most others in his team.
Upish and just wide of straightish mid-wicket, and still Shan.
My word, that was close. Another night you get that, what, maybe a few more millimetres on the inside of the bat, and it goes straight to Dillers. Fractionally away to his left.
Requirement is down to single figures. Punt down towards long on. Oh, and it's bounced over the fielder for 4. Mitchell Stark has come out with the long handle, and he's easing Australian nerves.
Right man for the job, it would seem. I think that's what would have been said from Coach Lehman. Pick the right ball, be sensible, Mitch. But you with those long levers and reach has an advantage.
Down towards long on, and caught. Sikogate Prasanna. Well, the ball bounced over his head, the delivery before. It's in his hands now. A shake of the head from Mitch Stark.
And guess who's turned up again? His brother, Double Nelson, has got the 8th one. Mitch Stark hit a dozen and was looking to clear the road. Couldn't get all of it. And Prasanna has taken a well-judged catch, made it look easy. Seen a heap of those get spilt. Stark gone for that dozen, and it is Double Nelson, 2-2-2 for 8 here.
Adam Zamp has barely made it to the middle in his one-day international career so far. He's in the cauldron now, though. Australia needing 5 to win still. Batsman crossed while that ball was in the air, so he's on strike. De Silva's over came to a conclusion with that catch being taken, and Aponzo now in action. Oh, Oh, goodness me. He's cut that off the stumps. Fortune favours the brave there. And it's gone for 4. The scores are tied.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The silence is deafening. Here in Dambulla. Was sliding in. Superb delivery. That's on about middle and off. And he slices it away to Adam Zampa. Watch this. Oh, yeah, would have caved in easily into the castle. But Zampa allows the game to be tied up. Can't lose at the Aussies now. He's finally brought the field up now as Angelo Matthews. I just have to say, and having too negative, he's missed a little trick, I reckon. Shoulda, woulda, could've brought the field up a bit earlier. Put some pressure, certainly on Hastings and Stark a bit earlier in proceedings when it was getting right down here to the engine room. And Stark. Gone for 6, sort of cleaned up the game. And as it is, Zampa got off the mark in style.
That was the latest of late cuts, wasn't it? First ball he faced as well. Yes, no is the call.
Oh, yeah. Love this game. Hashtag take it easy. More tension mounting. 1 ball to go. There you go. More byplay.
This will be Aponzo's last delivery, whatever happens. 2 for 43 for him. Sliced up. Oh, it's dropped.
That's the game.
And that's the game. Australia have won it. Dilruan Pereira got a hand to it, couldn't hold on. And Australia have got across the line. But just is all that matters. They lead 2-1.
So nearly a bit of Jordan air time. Wow. Winning of the game, and handshakes all round now, the 2 Aussies. But just take a look at this in terms of getting up and over. Oh, it would have been a specky. And it would have been the 9th one down and scores level. As it is, it's the winning of the game, courtesy of Adam Zampa.
All of Sri Lanka's players will know that they had the opportunity today to put this match to bed, and they couldn't do it. They got just 226 despite that Dinesh Chandimal 100. This was Australia's response in this 3rd match in the Hero Cup. Losing Warner, Finch and Marsh early. Then there was a recovery from Bailey and Head. Those 2 adding 62 for the 4th wicket. Wade and Bailey then came together and they added 81 for wicket number 5. It looked plain sailing for Australia at that point. 187 for 4. Then came another wobble as the finish line drew nearer. And in the end, it took a couple of lusty blows from Mitchell Stark. And then a little bit of fortune for Zampa at the end to get Australia across the line. Here's the bowling figures. 7 bowlers used in total. The spinners did very well indeed. Aponzo and Dilruan Pereira were excellent, as was Sigurge Prasanna, the leg spinner. But in the end, it just wasn't quite enough for the Sri Lankan total that they had on the board. This is what we've had for you today here in Dambulla. The first day-night one-day international at this venue, the Rangiri Dambulla International Cricket Stadium, in 6 years, in front of a packed house. It's been a compelling spectacle, and Australia getting home by 2 wickets with 4 overs to spare.
This has been a presentation of Fox Sports.